Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, please email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we're discussing a 2018 special edition from IWC. This is the Pilot's Watch Doppel Chronograph Top Gun Ceratanium, a timepiece that is 44 millimeters in diameter, a combination of a titanium core with a ceramized coating on the outside. It gives you the scratch resistance of ceramic with the lightness and shatter resistance of titanium. So the timepiece, all in black, is 44 millimeters in diameter, 16.7 millimeters thick, and 53.8 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip, with a 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll throw the watch on my wrist, and you can see it's a full-sized piece. I wouldn't wear it on a wrist smaller than mine. 16 centimeters is what you see here, and it works. You can see the further away we get from the camera, the better it actually works. But if your wrist is smaller than mine, you're going to want to seek out a smaller IWC Pilot's Watch. That said, it is very light because it's mostly made of titanium, ceramic, and sapphire. The strap is a combination of vulcanized rubber with a textile inlay. It is designed to have that military aesthetic. Since 2007, IWC has been releasing Top Gun co-branded watches, a tribute to the Naval Fighter Weapons School, often nicknamed Top Gun in pop culture as well as in the Navy itself. They are the elite of the elite, and of course they were memorialized in not one but two Top Gun movies now, so that is the idea. But take note, the Top Gun logo on the back is the logo from the movie, not the actual logo of the school. That said, there's a lot to love here. We have here a buckle that is also a piece of ceratanium, so it's titanium at its core, but it's ceramized on its top. So it's good at resisting the kind of scratches that happen when you're desk diving. The underside of your wrist tends to mar the buckle. That's not going to happen with this buckle. The case is typical IWC Pilot's Watch fare, which is, say, large, but with integrated tapered lugs. And we have a little bit of an inward step of the bezel from the case band to create the impression of a smaller watch. Not small, but smaller. We have a screw-down crown. The rating is 60 meters. It is suitable for surface swimming, but you don't want to go diving with it. Now, it uses the Doppel Chrono system that watchmaker Richard Hobring created in 1993 for IWC. It is based on a Valjoux 7750 architecture. It has a wonderfully crisp feel to it. The famed Doppel Chrono was the beginning of the democratization of the split-second chronograph or rattrapant. Prior to that, that type of watch was typically only made via bespoke commissions to very wealthy clients by very haute horlogerie brands. With the advent of a 7750-based split-second chronograph, suddenly we had a watch that an average guy could buy with some planning, and he could time two events occurring concurrently. And the idea being that if you have two cars around a track, you can gauge the gap between them to know whether it's waxing or waning. Now, of course, everything here is satinated and subdued. The idea is to be low profile, anti-glare, military inspired. The case is all a sort of media blasted finish. The dial likewise is satinated, and we'll do a quick lume shot so you can see that it is luminescent. It is surprisingly bright for a blacked out watch. There's really no shortage of that. You'll be able to tell the time, at least the hours and the minutes. Now, the dial includes that famed IWC Pilot's Watch instrument style. It looks like the analog flight deck of a 20th century aircraft, and that's really been the case since the IWC Pilot's Watch the 1940s. We do have a stop second function. If you pull the crown out all the way, all of the underlying 7750 features are present. We also have a double quickset mechanism for the day and the date. This is the caliber 79230, 29 joules, unidirectional automatic winding, 44-hour power reserve, split seconds, hacking seconds, double quickset, and it does beat at 8 beats per second. Now, one feature I always like to shout out when I'm talking about a 7750 base is the use of an oscillating pinion. It's a cam chronograph, but here, if you didn't tell me this was a cam, I would have thought from the sound and the feel of the pusher that it's a column wheel. It's that well adjusted. But note the seconds hand. When I start it up, it doesn't jump. If you press and hold the start button with an oscillating pinion lateral clutch, you get the same kind of seamless engagement that you'll find on a vertical clutch. There is less inherent play in an oscillating pinion. And I don't know why all lateral clutch chronographs don't use that, but the 7750s do universally. The only other movements I can think of that use that sort of engagement system are haute horlogerie pieces designed by F.P. Journe for Cartier and later used by F.P. Journe in his Chronograph monopoussoir. Now, of course, the watch is also secured against explosive decompression, so you can use it for surface swimming with the crown screwed down and its 60-meter water resistance. What you can't see is that the seals and the crystal will not eject. If you're in a cockpit or an airliner cabin and suddenly it loses all of its pressure, this will not eject its seals or its crystal. You'll have other problems, but the watch won't be one of them. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.